IoT device vulnerabilities and security best practices. One obvious and often mentioned vulnerability involves weak, guessable, or hard-coded passwords. These are easily brute-forced or may be publicly available via backdoors in firmware or client software that permits unauthorized access. Another vulnerability involves insecure network services. This includes unnecessary or insecure network services running on the device. This is especially problematic when the device is exposed to the internet. An important vulnerability involves insecure ecosystem interfaces to include insecure web access portals, back-end application programming interfaces, cloud or mobile interfaces that allow device compromise. Lack of secure update mechanism includes inability for the user to securely update devices, including lack of firmware validation and secure delivery. This often happens when manufacturers no longer support or update their devices. Use of insecure or outdated components is another vulnerability. This can involve the use of deprecated or insecure software components or libraries that allow device compromise. This sometimes occurs when manufacturers and programmers reuse older or insecure code and fail to security test their code. Insufficient privacy protection occurs when a user's personal information is stored on the device or in the ecosystem and is used insecurely, improperly, or without permission. Insecure data transfer and storage involves the lack of encryption or access control of sensitive data within the device ecosystem. Lack of device management can involve a lack of security support on devices during production, including asset management, update management, secure decommissioning, systems monitoring, and response capabilities. Another vulnerability involves insecure default settings. This happens when devices or systems ship with insecure default settings or lack the future ability to make the system more secure while restricting operators from modifying configurations. Lack of physical hardening. Lack of physical hardening allows potential attackers to gain physical access to the device and to gain sensitive information that can help in a future remote attack or take local control of the device.
By this time, you may have been wondering, what are some recommended security practices to protect IoT devices? Here are some recommendations. Of course, and as you often hear, implement strong authentication and password policies while enforcing strong, unique passwords and multi-factor authentication. Encrypt data in transit and at rest. Use up-to-date encryption protocols to protect data within the IoT ecosystem. Regularly update and patch devices. Maintain a secure update mechanism and apply security patches quickly. Disable unnecessary services and ports. This reduces the attack surface. Implement network segmentation. Isolate IoT devices on separate network segments to limit potential damage. Conduct regular security assessments. Perform penetration testing and vulnerability scans to identify and address security issues. Implement secure boot mechanisms. Ensure devices only run authenticated and trusted software at startup. Use a robust device management system by employing tools for asset management, monitoring, and secure decommissioning of devices. Implement strong access controls. Use principle of least privilege and role-based access control for device and data access. Educate users and stakeholders. Provide training on IoT security best practices and risks to all relevant personnel.
That concludes this presentation. Thanks for watching.